Good morning.
Good morning.
State your name, please.
My name is Conrad Rodrigues.
And where are you from?
I am from Bangalore, India.
What are you carrying as your identification today, Conrad?
I have my passport with me.
All right. Thank you. Okay, so now in this first part of the test, I'm going to be asking you some questions about yourself,
Sure.
right? What do you like to do in your free time?
I am quite athletic. I enjoy sports, playing sports, listening to music, as well as cooking.
Okay, and what do you do when you get a long holiday?
When I get a long holiday, it could be a long weekend or maybe longer. I like to travel. More often than not, I am a beach person than a hill person, as the general categories go. And so traveling is my go-to.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about shopping. Do you enjoy shopping?
I do. It can be cumbersome at times. It can be intimidating also. But overall, on the balance, I do like shopping.
Okay. How often do you go shopping and what do you buy?
It depends entirely on what I'm shopping for. So if I'm shopping for household groceries, that may be once or twice a week. However, if I'm shopping for something to do with clothes, accessories, new equipment, things like that, that depends on the occasion.
All right. You prefer to go shopping alone or with people?
When I'm shopping for something very specific, say whether it's clothes, whether it's shoes, things like that, I prefer to have somebody else's opinion validate my own and take them along with me.
Okay. So I'd like to move on and ask you some questions about food.
Sure.
What's your favorite food?
More than anything else, I like a very good, sumptuous home cooked meal. So that is my eventual go-to. I enjoy good food, as you can probably see, but a home cooked meal does not beat anything else.
What kind of restaurants do you like to eat out at?
Any restaurant that serves good food is a place for me to go and try and check out. It need not be a fancy high-end restaurant. It can be a street side road vendor. It can be a mid-scale restaurant. But as long as the food is good, I am a huge fan.
All right. What is your idea of a perfect meal?
Like I said, I think I am biased towards a good home-cooked meal, and in that sense, there are some very good South Indian specialities which are made at home that I enjoy the most.
Okay. Let's move on to part two. Now I'm going to give you a topic and I'd like you to speak on that topic for 2 minutes.
Sure.
So this is your cue card.
Thank
This
you.
is your notepad and your pen,
Right.
right? You will have 1 minute to prepare
Mhm.
and your 1 minute starts now.
Thank you.
Your time's up.
Thank you. So the cue card I've been given today is to talk about a course that I've done and I found useful. The last course that I did was for my IELTS. It was a preparatory course by LeapScholar. And why I chose to do it was simply because I knew that I perhaps had adequate language skills, but I wasn't familiar enough with the testing environment and what the testing skills were. And I wanted to get more familiar with it. The reason I enjoyed it very much because it turned out that there was a lot of content out there that I wasn't familiar with and didn't really know about. It made the entire learning process very concise and simple for me. And also, it was a shared experience with many students. Was very collaborative in that sense, and we were blessed to have many mentors who guided us through the entire preparation process. This being an entirely online course, there were challenges around the learning experience because I was new to the entire online learning experience. Your Wi-Fi router is not working, and there are glitches and things like that, or the websites at times acting up. So those were a little bit of a few challenges around it, but overall it was a very good learning experience. The reason why I found this entirely useful was because it made me familiar with what I need to get familiar, the testing skills that were being assessed, the format, and it also brought in the perspective of other students, which helped me realize what was working out for me, what was not working out, what I had to practice more, and things like that.
All right. So are you in touch with anyone from the course now?
Actually, I am, because we used to practice as a study group together. There's some people went on to become friends, and eventually I am still in touch with a few of them. Yes.
Okay. Would you like to go on a course like this again, or take up one?
Absolutely. My learning experience was a very memorable and enjoyable one. It helped me calm my nerves and prepare me for the assessment. So, absolutely.
All right. So we've been talking about a course that you have done and that you found useful. And now I'd like to ask you some questions related to this.
Sure.
Let's consider homework first. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you think it's important that children are given homework?
Yes, it is important that teachers and educators get the opportunity to assess whether children are understanding and taking away lessons from whatever has been taught in the classroom, and hence, yes, homework is important in that perspective.
Okay. According to you, how much homework should they be given?
Now, that's where I think we end up having problems. Homework becomes a 3-hour exercise post school, and that's way too much. The only idea around homework ought to be to assess and understand and reiterate basic understanding around complex issues for the student. So if they spend anything more than, say, a couple of hours doing homework, that's way too much.
Do you think this is any different in the schooling system of your country?
I think the schooling system in my country especially emphasizes on rote studying, and which takes away from the learning experience. If you were able to understand how to apply that knowledge instead, that would be far better.
Okay. Do you think parents should keep their children with their homework, should help their children with their homework, or should it be done alone? Why?
It depends entirely on the complexity of the homework. Should the child require assistance from the parent? Yes, the parent should be around to supervise and help. But I don't think we need to kind of further on the codependency between the child and the parent with homework also.
Okay. So now we'll discuss the relationship between education and work.
Mm-hmm.
How important is it to have a university education to get a job in your country?
I think with time, not just in the country that I live in, but all across the globe, having a bachelor's education is the bare benchmark. There are some parts of the world where a master's now is also considered to be the bare benchmark of formal education. So yeah, it is definitely very important and helps you get a competitive edge in the job market.
Okay. Does having a degree from another country enhance your employment opportunities in your country?
I think we are well past the time where having formal education or a degree from a foreign university by itself is good enough. It has to be a reputed university for it to carry any weight in the job market.
Okay. What impacts do students who have studied abroad have on their country of origin, where they come from?
I think they come back with, so whenever somebody repatriates back home, they bring in their experiences with them, they bring in their expectations with them of their own lived experience in a foreign country, more often than not better than what it is in your home country. That adds to the cultural milieu of the country that you live in and the experiences both at work as well as at home.
Okay. Thank you, Conrad. That's the end of your speaking test for IELTS.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Now we'll analyze the speaking test of Conrad based on the 4 parameters: fluency and coherence, lexical resource, grammatical range and accuracy, and pronunciation. When it came to this test taker, he was quite fluent when he was speaking, but at certain places he was pausing before he spoke and he was self-correcting himself, right? So self-correction was one point where he needs to work on. That means words were not coming as fluently as it should have. In terms of lexical resource, he did a very good job. The test taker used a variety of words and vocabulary which actually helped him to speak well, and it was apt for all the questions that he was answering. On the balance, validate, sumptuous, street side, road vendor, adequate, collaborative. These are some of the words that he used that really helped him to enhance his speaking. So that was a job well done there. He, however, missed speaking on idioms. He could have used a few. He had the opportunity to, the test taker. So he could have used a few idioms appropriately and according to the situation or the event. We do not recommend you to use many, but at least 1 or 2 should help you to get a good score. The grammatical range and accuracy with regard to that, he used complex structures and he was able to distinguish between words and sentences quite clearly. It did not impact his speaking at all. He did not make, he produced quite a few number of error-free sentences while speaking. His pronunciation also was very good. On the whole, this test taker did a good job. If there is anything he needed to improve was to understand or practice more on the part 3 questions, where he had to expand his answer and incorporate idioms, a couple of them, and a few more connectors when he spoke. This test would be given a 7.5. Hey students, if you want to improve your speaking skills and you want to know more about the speaking tests as per the IELTS rules and curriculum, kindly please follow us on this channel. We will be continuously uploading many videos here to support you through your journey. Looking forward to seeing you here soon. Bye-bye.